Minions of the Zoo. In space! Tonight's episode, The Crippled Engine.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo in Space. I'm your keeper for tonight, subbing in for Sanguine, Tyr Alexander, and with me, as always, is Traveling Exhibit, Mitch Nemo. Yo, Mitch. Not much. Again, we're subbing in for Sanguine. Make sure y'all can hear. All right. So we're going to play a little Star Trek Online, and we're going to talk a little shit.
Oh, yeah.
So before...
We got to team up still.
Huh?
You got to team us up still in the game.
Yeah. Got to turn off that and get us in there. Right. Team up. Invite the team. And I still need to do the new TFO.
Works for me. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Sucks you have to do that twice a day.
If you do two of them, if you do, it says progress 2. You can just do one. I still like it though. I really do like this TFO.
I just hate fluidic space.
Understandable. I hate the Undine, so.
Well, yeah, they're kind of a pain.
They were cool when they were an enemy race.
Yeah.
Now that they're technically an ally race, they're kind of annoying.
Yes. Hang on, I gotta address something real quick. I'm gonna mute for a second.
Sure. Mitch was clearly going yelling at his cat. So how's everybody tonight? This TFO is interesting because you see the Megazord. Sorry, not the Megazord. The
Fusion Cube.
Yeah, the Fusion Cube. So.
Ugh. So gassy.
Oh, Lord.
Clear Unicomplex Alpha, so our planet killers can arrive safely.
Yeah.
All right. I must say, I'm falling in love with the carrier class.
Oh, they've got their advantages, don't they?
Yeah. Like, my little fighters just come out of nowhere.
Yep.
Just wreck shit.
Mine certainly do, when I'm flying that class. The, what is it? Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I might do a swap over just so we can both do it.
Yeah. Do you know where you can get different fighters, though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You can get, hang on, I'll go through it when we get,
All right.
I can't think of the words. Where are you?
Oh, I'm attacking this cube.
Which cube?
I believe we're beta.
Okay. I'm heading that way. Everyone else seems to be going toward a different one.
Oh, sorry, tactical Q.
Oh, great. So I'm over at beta, soloing it. Fucker, shields won't go down. There they go.
All right, I'm heading to beta.
Right on.
Or
Oh, I'm dead. Or near dead. Oh. Oh. Oh, so close.
oh, God damn it! I was heading to Delta. So before, when we were in the, we'll say the green room, talking, we were talking about relationships here, because
Oh yeah. No, I was sort of thinking out loud, brainstorming that it's not enough to plan for a good relationship. Sometimes you also have to plan to not be in a failed relationship.
yeah,
And this came about because I was I had a dream about a woman. All right. There is a woman that haunts my dreams. It's a woman for whom I had great affection.
your dream girl.
Very much so.
Okay.
God, I don't know which one to go to next. Where are you
I'm
going?
headed to Epsilon.
All right. But last night I had a dream about somebody else after quite a while. And I figure that's a good thing because, because things were never going to happen with Dream Girl and I. And this to me is not a sob story kind of scenario. If you know what I mean. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. I'm not a good relationship guy. I'm fortunate in that I understand that. A lot of people don't understand that about themselves, and they get tied into shit that they shouldn't. But but that doesn't mean that she's any less the dream woman, So she's been the dream woman for a number of years, actually. It's been quite a while, and I can't get past her. But last night I dreamt about someone else, and that means my brain is finally getting past her. At least I hope that's what that means. Bright side, and the reason it made me think about how not to be, or planning to not be in a failed relationship is when it became clear that there was never going to be a thing. I let her know how I felt, but it was clear there was never going to be a thing. So instead of pushing or being a stalker or any of that shit, I just disappeared. Because, what would you rather be, the stalker or just honestly, you're better off being a what if in her brain.
Yeah. You're better off just leaving her alone and
Well, yeah,
not bothering her with it.
exactly. And that's how you plan not to fail at a relationship. Instead of pushing to be where you're not wanted, just leave. Disappear. Don't be a menace.
Yes. All right. Beta's down. Epsilon's down.
Why?
No, I'm talking about the beam emitters.
No, I'm stuck in a tractor beam that I can't seem to target for some reason.
But you were
Unit
saying?
complex. I forgot now. Oh. Because, there's all this stuff you can do to plan for a successful relationship, right? There's, getting finances in order, figuring out a budget and working out what your mutual goals are in life and how you can help each other to achieve them and all that good stuff. Basically, figuring out the division of effort.
Yeah.
Because, relationship is work.
Yes.
Building a life together is work. And I've got gas. But, I do think it is just as important to plan to not be in a toxic relationship. Because, my God, why give yourself the aggravation? I know you love someone. I know that you can't stop thinking about them in your heart. They enter a room and your heart just goes boom, I get that. But don't be that person, male or female. Don't be the source of the conflict, I guess.
Move yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
In order to get a better perspective.
Not even to get a better perspective, just to know that, it ain't gonna happen for you this time. And that's okay. But you're just that one decision away from it being okay. Which one is this? Oh, Battle of the Cubes is my next stage. Okay.
Yeah.
Then let me get over to the damn cubes.
God, I love my fighters. Just see these little red beams just firing out of nowhere.
Ignore the third forward cube. Focus on those that are active. Planet killer Iota, drop to 80% hull.
Okay, where's another active cube then?
Right here.
There we go. Okay, that's not active anymore. There's one.
I know port shields are down.
Okay, that one's not active anymore.
There's one that way.
There he is.
Oh, well, there was one that way.
Autobots transform.
I like to think that there's a Borg in there screaming, and I'll form the head.
Exactly. I love that joke, but no one ever gets it when I use it.
What?
And I'll form the head.
Yeah.
We used to be at work, and someone's like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, and I'll do that. And I'd be like, and I'll form the head. And they just stare at me.
Because they never seen Voltron.
And I'm like, seriously? You don't get that fucking joke? What's the matter with you people?
Yeah. Like, I miss that old cartoon. Or that old anime. Yeah.
I miss a bunch of stuff from the old days.
Yes. Like, I don't know. Nowadays, kids will never know the thrill of Saturday morning cartoons or,
Oh, I know.
sitting down with a big bowl of cereal. Just
Yep.
eating and watching Saturday morning cartoons till about 12 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Getting up just early enough so you can see everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Jen. If you want on, Jen,
Hey,
you
Jen.
can hop on. We're sitting and riding the Discord.
Yeah, we could use your perspective on not being the source of your own misery in a failed relationship. Need a female perspective on that.
Yes.
Planet killer Iota, drop to 40% hull.
Okay, that's... Oh, there's still one more. Okay.
Goddamn, where
Bunch
the
of
hell?
board. Firing my space laser rays.
We must leave the area.
Oh, now I gotta leave? Fuck it. Where's this tractor beam coming from? What is this, man? Oh no, it's the space fish.
Oh no. Wasn't that they couldn't assimilate the Undine? That's why they hated them.
Yes and no. I think there's
Operation
more to it, but
The Borg have been
okay, we're done with
from
that.
this
Good.
part of fluid space. Though I suspect that
Leave map. Because I don't
Alright.
like to linger in those maps.
You really don't like it.
No, man. Linger in those maps for 8 hours while they sit and ramble a bunch of useless shit at you? Nah, forget it.
I'll pick a random. Wow, that was quick.
That's Jen.
Yeah, no, I took a second actually because I realized how dry my province is. My province is so dry that you'll go to smile and realize that your lip is splitting, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get some water,
Oh yeah.
and then jumping, and that's what happened.
I can't wait till the summer. I hate the cold.
I don't mind the cold. I lost a bunch of weight, so I'm not used to this shit. And it's hitting me a lot more.
I don't like the cold or the hot. I just want the I just want to be able to breathe easy.
Mm-hmm.
And sleep well.
I sleep better when it's hot.
I don't.
I don't
can't,
know.
man. It's uncomfortable as hell. I get miserable and I get bitchy. All the more reason to stay out of a relationship, by the way. What do you think, Jen? Is it better to disappear?
No, because I hear from Jeff Foxworthy that it's your wife that makes your bed more cold. You know, she'll put her feet on like the warmest part of your body because hers are always cold.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
like
true.
cuddling with the frozen butterball chicken or turkey.
I never
Um,
mind that. That doesn't bother me.
But
Yeah, I'm saying, is it better to disappear than to, as a let me rephrase it. Is disappearing yourself from a situation better than, or, God damn it, I'm gonna try this one more time, and after that, I'm going to Calcutta.
Mhm.
Is it a valid plan to Is disappearing yourself from a situation a good way to plan for not being in a toxic relationship?
I really do think it depends on the situation, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there probably are exceptions, of course.
Like if you're going with like okay, like if you go to the extremes, it's always going to be a yes. I would say yes. And that's going to like police reports leading up to somebody who sounds like they're going to kill somebody. Yeah, I would say yeah. Absolutely. But I think a lot of people wish that they were in that situation because they really claim it a lot of the times, and it's not, you know? And I think it's actually doing a crime to the situations that are like that. And I do think it's both sides, because I watch enough of the police reports lately, because some of them are funny, some of them shouldn't be funny. Police have a way of... Well, sometimes the police themselves have a way of joking about something where you're like, yeah, you're probably made for this job.
That's true.
But it just, I do appreciate that it is both sides, you know?
Yeah.
And that leads me to thinking, like, I really do resent the feminist side, because everybody should have a place to go to where they can run to in an emergency situation, and that shouldn't depend on your sex. It really shouldn't. Not when it comes to not when it comes to domestic abuse. Sorry, ladies, but I did like that in some of the states, the men are actually able to hold the women accountable. And I've enjoyed watching those more, and I'd like to see more of that, because
like what Bill Burr said, you know, even hockey recognizes that you get 2 minutes for instigating.
You know? There does come a point where, like, the equality thing that the feminists think that they want so bad, yeah, I actually kind of agree with it when it comes down to it, because If I can see in a situation that, no, lady, that was you. It was you. It's repeatedly you. It's constantly you.
Yep.
Again, most feminists don't want equality, they want supremacy.
And that's the problem that that's why I fight with them on stuff. That's why I fight with them on it. It's not really equality if you're not gonna meet people where it actually matters, because this stuff is affecting everyone.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Go ahead.
Well, it's not that big a thing. I think this is a lot of what everyone's saying, but in different, different categories of it. But we can tell that our civilization does feel to a certain extent like it's breaking down, and it certainly has been when you've been, old enough to at least remember the 80s or even the 90s. I'd say I'll give you a little bit of a stretch there. But like, it's been such a breakdown of everything around us that it's just,
Yes.
where do you look to start fixing things? And the only thing I can think of is child services, domestic abuse, and obviously our leaders.
One at a
I
time.
don't think. See, I think if we're going to start small scale, start with self-control,
Yes.
and then certainly with what you called our leaders, I call them our employees, because it's important for them to remember their place in the order of things.
Yes.
The consent of the governed and all that. It's a very American attitude, I know, but that's where I stand on it, and I'm willing to be a prick about it.
There are no nobles in America, even if they try to act like it.
Yes.
I'm also gonna say it like as bluntly as I can to the feminist whose only side in the argument when it comes to the politics right now is the abortion thing. I hate to break it to them. A lot of the women who would have been like, hey, it's your own body, your own choice, blah, blah, blah. A lot of them are no longer on their side on this argument.
No.
Because you had your entire lifetime to take control over your body beforehand, and I don't want to pay for it anymore.
Well, it's not even that. It's that. All right, so I agree with Mitch's argument about the situation. It is a life being snuffed out without due process, but it's also, it's the irresponsibility of it. You want to be irresponsible. You want your cake and to eat it too. You want to go out and have unprotected sex, and when the consequences come at you, you can just fuck off and delete it.
The way I would put it to you is probably, I see the way that they've been putting the unborn in such a box as a form of sociopath pathology.
Sociopathy?
Yes, because it is.
Yeah.
You are dehumanizing it enough to the point where, yeah, you are being. You are actually in the wrong in that regard.
All right. So.
And
go ahead.
well, the other rage too, naturally, is the conflation that they have with anything that would actually merit one. That part is actually offensive. It really is. Like bringing up rape, incest, all that kind of shit. Like that has anything to do with them being irresponsible with themselves in the first place. That shit had to stop.
Well,
yeah. There's two schools of thought at least. Now, my personal opinion is abortion should remain legal.
Agreed.
Even though I advocate for due process to be applied to it, because there are cases where the mother's life is at risk, where you have to take into account something like rape and incest and et cetera, et cetera. You do have to take those things into account.
Honestly, Mitch, I would eliminate one of them. I would eliminate incest. Honestly, it is still the issue is covered under rape. If it's
No, it isn't, because they are two different things.
if you all right, God only knows what you do behind closed doors. If you lay down willingly with your brother, your father, or whoever, you lay down willingly knowing the possibilities of what could happen. You should have responsibilities. You Y'all did that. Y'all laid
Well,
down.
yeah,
willingly.
but
If it was rape,
this is why I argue for due process and to adjudicate each case on its merits.
okay, Joe.
What happened?
I would say hello to Keisha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not to take it to such a heated place, but it does become that way whenever I think about it, because when I become emotional about anything to do with birth, it's usually not stuff that had to do with me. I've never had kids. I've never been pregnant. You know, and I'm not the only woman my age who's managed to pull that one off. So I know it's not impossible.
Right.
But I've seen both spectrums, you know. I know a woman who was married, and she honestly just wanted to have a boy, but she kept having girls, and once she got to girl number 4, she was like, no, the tubes are tied. She got her stuff removed.
But
You know,
that's
because
different.
no, that's why I'm saying I've seen different spectrums. You know, I've seen her spectrum. I knew the girl who, you know, she kept trying, you know, and once she got up to, you know, number 8 and it failed, and knowing how heartbroken she was over it, she was just happy that her boyfriend already had kids, you know?
Right.
And it was just her thing was to try to get as much, you know, get him as much time with his kids as possible. Not just so she could be a mom, but because the mom in that family was loosey-goosey. Like, I don't think she was feeding her kids properly. But I wasn't there. It's not my situation. I'm taking their word for it.
Right.
But I could see that being true. I've seen it enough times. So yeah, I've seen that side of the spectrum. And then I go to Kendra, and I shouldn't name her, but she passed away, so I get a little bit special with her. But Blind Girl, yeah, she would say this on occasion, so she wasn't afraid of saying it. But when she conceived her daughter, and you know, her son passed away from that, like, type 1s don't have children very well. And Fawn had enough problems, so Hunter just he passed away within week 2. They weren't conceived willingly. You know,
Right.
she spent a little bit of time in a native type of homeless shelter, and no shelter is safe, but they're really heinous for that kind of stuff.
Right.
But the part of her that's Christian believes that no child is at fault for what the father does. And
The sins
as
of the
far
father
as
should never be visited upon the son.
and she's never once not thought that, well, those are her kids too. You know, and
Right.
I understand why her family had a hard time with it, but in all honesty, I think they made a mistake with that one, because child services got Fawn. You know, Blind Girl had too many things going on in her situation where I do think having a child might have been a struggle for her without any actual help from her family, absolutely. But when she passed away, Fawn went to her funeral. And this 8-year-old little girl looked just like her. Down to the T, she looked just like her. I've seen baby pictures of Blind Girl. And the point is, yeah, the child is actually half yours too. Sometimes you're deleting something that's more important than you think. And, you know, Fawn has a lot of things in common with a lot of her family members. Sometimes you can forgive the child for something they didn't have anything involved with. And that's something that I think our society has really, really, really forgotten.
Well,
Like you
we've also forgotten that the time to exercise reproductive choice is before the fucking starts.
Yes.
When in those cases where it's not a rape, obviously.
And no, I wouldn't punish women in the rape situation because, you know,
No, it's an extenuating circumstance.
Yes.
It is.
Shield generator beta has been destroyed.
And this is why I say adjudication is important, because if we can adjudicate it, we can figure out if it's appropriate to abort the pregnancy, or to not abort the pregnancy, or to not abort the pregnancy and put the child up for adoption.
And I actually think that's why we're failing, is because if you look into like child service or you look into adoption, or you like we like, you know, I think of kids who are in the system, and we know that they're struggling. And I'm like, if they actually put half of the money that they put towards abortions, towards actually taking care of those kids.
Damn.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, $1.5 billion would do a lot to help a bunch of kids who are actually alive.
Exactly.
And if women knew that there was that is one of those things they lean on. Oh, well, if you give birth to the kid, they're going to have a miserable life. Well, what if they didn't have a miserable life? Would you have that option then?
Right.
Because I'm tired of that as the excuse. I'm like, I agree with them that system is shit. I hate watching the CPS because it frustrates me, like everybody else who watches it, for the same shit. You know, everybody actually does care about their kids. We just can't do anything until somebody allows us to do something, and that's where we're mad. And that's actually why I'm mad, because nobody should be stopping us from doing something. That's...
At the same token, some people shouldn't have kids.
Yes, agreed.
Well,
and that's harsh. That's harsh.
It really is, but there's another side of the whole thing too. It'll come to me. There's always a pushback when someone wants to create an easily reversible form of male birth control. You know, one that doesn't inhibit the, you know, because like condoms inhibit the sensation. But there's always pushback when
it's something that I've advocated. Yeah.
I wasn't quite done. I got distracted. There's always pushback, but I guarantee you that if men had the same kind of birth control options that women do, unwanted pregnancies would go down by about 90%.
Yes, they would. Yeah, they would.
Because for some reason, and I hate it that I have to preface things like this, hashtag not all, but for some reason women tend to have a greater tendency to use pregnancy as a bludgeon. Even when they'll lie about being pregnant. Yeah, they'll lie about being pregnant to do that.
I was so paranoid, and don't get me wrong, I grew out of this misunderstanding, but
real quick, Tyr, don't set us up for anything just yet.
Okay.
I'm going to switch ships, and I have to make sure things are apropos. Go ahead, Jen.
Sure. So, as an adopted kid, you can find basic information on yourself. Like, I didn't really want to go so far as to meet my parents, because I do think there's a level of consent that needs to be between both parties in that regard, but you can look up at least basic information. My dad was a twin, and even though you could logically tell me how a male, you know, shares that gene, I didn't care, because my luck in life was so weird that I thought, I don't want to be the alien that proves that that's not true, and then go out and fuck around and find out that I am the one that can have twins in the weirdest of ways.
Okay,
so I ran with that. I was like, even if there's a more logical explanation for how twins are born, you know, I think it ends with the males. But I didn't care. You know, one is a bad enough thing to, well, I mean, it's not bad to have a kid, but when you're underage, yeah, you are going to have a struggle in life. So that part is more difficult to deal with. Having two?
Ready, Mitch?
Regarding your fighters, you can have a version, what do you call it? Damn it, I gotta look. Hang on.
You're fine. It's just based off the conversation, calling them fighters makes me giggle.
Your fighter craft, you can get an elite version at the Fleet Starbase.
All right.
I'll say I didn't interrupt that conversation the dialogue Jen was having at first when I came in. I thought she said her father was a twink. I was like, whoa, what?
What?
It's like, oh, a twink?
Her father was a twink?
Are you?
Yeah, no, my birth dad was the twin. And I do understand how that works. I just... Yeah, you if you've ever been a person with weird luck, you know what I mean.
Yeah, apparently twins are supposed to happen in my generation for have kids, and like I'm one of
Right.
like 3 grandkids that doesn't have kids.
Fleet Starbase system. Oh man, I know the issues of an only child and being the other woman's child. That's all I know. So
You make it sound so romantic.
I try not to.
Well, there's a natural reason why, like, I'm adopted. Like, both my brother and I are. But my mom just had problems with. She had problems with her system.
Okay.
It's other reasons why I get a little bit frustrated with the feminists, because they'll lean on shit like that. Like, at least when they're fighting for the trans women. And I'm like, I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think they know how much pain she was in when she was going through that.
Probably not.
This is my thing with the trans women and whatnot. You can dress a pig in a dress. You can give it a makeup. You can give it a bouquet. It's still a fucking pig.
Yeah, basically you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna hit me over that one. I know it.
But it again.
Well, did you know that the average age of a bus in Egypt is no more than about 2 years old? Because in Egypt they prefer a new bus.
What happened?
Would you say
I
right?
think that was really dark.
I feel like I'm having my stroke because I didn't hear that clearly.
Ah, damn it! That's probably because there's a fucking fan in me.
No, I think you're talking too close to the microphone, and I picked up some distortion.
I think you did too. Yeah.
But
I mean,
there was an Egyptian bus.
oh yeah, so the average bus in Egypt is no more than 2 years old because they prefer a new bus.
Oh, good God.
Test.
All right, I gotta go punch a kitten. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, you said that people probably want to hit you for that you can tune a piano, but you can't piano a tune, or can't
You can't tune a
piano
fish.
Piano a tune.
God damn it.
You can tune a piano, but you can't play a saxophone. Why? Because why not? Oh,
It's
God,
it's the Fleet Spire, right?
no,
Hey, you know,
no, it's the Starbase.
K12
Yeah,
or
No, the main Starbase, the main Fleet Starbase. Hang on, I'm gonna.
Fleet Starbase system. All right, I think that.
I've
Federation
got everything.
Starbase.
I got everything swapped out on my ship, so I can fly over there real quick, and then finish my Convorkin flip and flap setup while I'm there.
Bartender, chef, counselor, officer
Leave
of the
the
watch,
system.
personnel officer,
Oh, Jesus.
tailor, quartermaster.
Getting schvelty. You just keep saying words.
Oh no, I was looking at the map.
Oh, I know.
Blue 82 Hut Hike.
Hut.
Slipstreaming over there now. Oh, Jesus. I'm making up a tune so you two can't ding us. It's a tune they don't know because I made it up.
It wouldn't stop them.
I know. Well, they'll some asshole will claim proprietorship over it.
That tune was sung in the Great Battle of XYZ. Therefore, you can't use it.
Oh no, worse than that here. It's gonna be that whole thing of, hey, I played a cover of this song that someone else made, but I'm going to copyright claim it anyways.
Yeah, I'm a copyright claimant.
And now I'm getting the slow load, so you know I'm going to get kicked out of the game.
Advanced shields, advanced elite weapons.
you want to find the you're in the right area. There's in that one
Hangar.
room there's 4 vendors.
I see
It's the
it.
one to the right of the tailor.
How do I got? Goddamn it! I don't have enough fleet credits. Motherfucking.
So I went all through all this for nothing.
And I know I got enough fucking dilithium. I just don't got enough fleet credits.
Turn in some fleet marks if you got them.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, come on, slow loader. Jesus.
Task force? No, not task force. And you got kicked. You're fleet. Holdings. Contribute. There we are.
Fucking let me load. Just stop now. See now this bothers me because I'm just gonna hit another loading screen. Oh, at least this one's loading, actually. All right. Well, now you know where that guy is. I'm just gonna sit here in the transporter room. No, stop moving. There we go. All right.
Oh, shit, everything's full. Wait a minute.
Look at stations. I gotta swap out some special tower thingies. That's gotta go scatter volley. That's gotta go scatter volley. Nope, that's gotta go rapid fire.
There we are. Contribute.
That's your spread. There we go. Traits.
Contribute. So I got enough.
Whoop.
Sorry, if this isn't as entertaining as anything.
Well, yeah. Once we get all this shit loaded up and ready to go, we'll be fine. What's this one?
It's okay.
Yeah, we want to.
Once the heated topics are done, it's like, let's take a breath. Whew.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll get into more heated topics.
As always.
I'm just in America we constantly get it wrong when it comes to abortion. It's not a states' rights issue. It is in fact a due process issue, which is a human right.
Mm-hmm.
And we deny that right to humans that we abort. I know it's not a popular position to take, but there you go.
Agreed.
Garage, depth cannon there we go. Okay. I think that's everything. Now I gotta go up. Damn. And do the damn.
Alright, I think I turned it enough.
Beam to ship. Thing I hate about the fleet starbase is you can't leave except by the transporter.
Yeah.
Everywhere else you can just see. Now I'm gonna get that loading screen. Son of a fucking. I'm gonna sit over here and grumble like Kefki, pissed off about being out of cheesy poops.
I found a ginormous ferret the other day. I totally
lovely.
I had to send it to her. I was like,
Oh yes.
"Ooh."
I found one. I can't remember what it was. It was Kefki and her battle ferret.
Okay, why can't
I don't know what.
this?
Oh God, it's working. I am shocked and appalled. It worked.
Alright, why can't I not get this goddamn thing?
I wish I could tell you.
I don't own the Cetacean fighters.
Yeah, you have to own the fighters from like a Zen purchase,
So I can't get those elites, but I can get
or if it's like a if you get them some other way, you can get an elite version, but you have to claim them somehow through one of the many ways of claiming.
So I can't get certain variants. Alright, makes sense.
Yeah. Alright, so that one goes here. This one goes there. Almost done. Jesus. This is a shit.
Ugh.
What I'm doing now is what I call shit you're not supposed to do on the stream.
Yeah, the paperwork.
Kind of.
Oops.
But there. Now I gotta. Okay. Yeah. Save to.
I'll still say I'm surprised I got Ranting Monkey to, or BG technically got Ranting Monkey to reply to me and Tyr on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I shared the old Root article where it's like straight black men are the white men of the black race.
Oh, yes.
Oh God.
And so he, when BG's like, yeah, it's old. I'm like, yeah, I know it's old. I just, shared it to poke some fun at Tyr. It's not even poke fun, but like direct fun at Tyr. And he's like, oh, I meant no offense. And I'm like, oh, none taken. I try not to be as sensitive as a clip. I probably shouldn't finish that statement.
You have to remember we're friends, so us being assholes to each other is like.
Oh no, it's he went with the whole I meant no offense, because it's like you can't tell always what a person means via text.
Right.
Sure.
So it could have been taken as like, oh, I know it's old. I only did this because blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, I meant no offense. And it's like, yeah, none taken. And I lost count. That seems about right.
All right, I'm done with my stuff. You done with your stuff?
Yep.
All right.
I'm just glad my wrist isn't freaking hurting as much. Like I couldn't even do bicep curls properly yesterday.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Oh well, shit. We're in the case.
Or what?
Fuck it. We'll do a mission.
All right.
All right.
Groovy.
Since we did you hear about the Oprah interview with Kamalata?
Yeah, I heard she tried really hard to save her and couldn't.
Yeah, I'd heard this. I haven't seen any of it, but I noticed that there was a whole shitload of video monitors for people to not show up.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of out of work actors, and
Yeah.
Oh no, my favorite I think was the one to where, she brought up how she is a gunner, or it's like, yes, you were a prosecutor, and you're a government official. Of course, you're gonna own a fucking gun.
Yep.
Like,
I don't believe she
That's
owns
a-
one now.
from what I'm aware of, her and Walls both own guns, but just because they own guns doesn't mean they're pro 2A
No.
or pro other people owning guns.
No, if anything, it means they're more anti.
Yeah.
God damn. Okay.
Well, that was like fucking 3 or 4 years ago when they had the one guy at the ATF that was trying to become the new head of the ATF, that they brought up how he was at Mako.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the public did, but it's like he basically tried saying, well, I'm a federal agent, I've been through training, so I know how to use a handgun. The general population doesn't. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they think that because their training took place on paper, that it's somehow superior, and
Yes.
it's not.
When practical experience is far better.
Yes.
Well, that's like people don't realize as well, like going a little off for the training thing, like the FBI's test isn't even meant to be like a training thing for their accuracy test. It was a test to get as many people qualified that would include people that typically are still required to have a gun but don't carry a gun for their daily job. So it wasn't meant for
Right.
field agents. It was meant for like secretaries and record keepers and office personnel who are still technically because they're still technically FBI agents, but they're not what we consider a field agent.
Right. They're a fucking analyst. They're not the ones that go out and question. They're the ones that sit in an office.
Yeah.
And stare at a spreadsheet.
Yeah, who make policy.
We're out of staples. We should order some. I should put in a request form for staples.
Thank you, Agent XYZ.
They're the ones that implement bureaucracy.
You're doing the Lord's work, XYZ. Thank you. I'm
But
Special
yeah, honestly,
Agent Tyr Procurement.
The best place for weapons is in the hands of the people.
Yes. Well, that's like the freaking woman that blocked me over the guns thing. I said was because her thing was like the founding fathers could not envision, the current weapons of today. And I was like, considering they had other writings telling them, it's like describing what they meant, it just shows you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
And she got roasted in her own replies in that whole thing to the point where she completely locked down, not just the if I mentioned or you follow me. And then when I'm like, hell.
I learned this.
Oh, dude, the funniest part was how one say is that people were bringing up of how there were PD black powder weapons at that time frame. And she's like, oh, those were janky and unreliable. It's like, yes, but the thought was still there, and the technology's only going to get better, dumbass.
Yep.
Again, there were private ship owners who owned cannons. In fact, they borrowed.
That one wasn't about cannons.
Well, I'm
that
just
one
saying.
wasn't. Well, I mean, hell, if you look at the design of the puckle gun, it used two different freaking
God damn it.
types of ammunition. It used a ball ammunition and a square ammunition that was meant to be used against non-Christians to get them to convert.
Yeah.
Can convert be a boom boom?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah. Under threat of under pain of death, basically.
Well, it was that whole thing to hope that they would convert in their dying moments. It was mainly meant to be used against, well, Muslims.
Yeah. I think we should stop calling them Muslims and refer to them as we used to, as Musselmen.
Musclemen. Muslims.
I can't even get behind that because most of them aren't muscle.
What?
I said I can't get behind calling them musclemen because most of them don't have muscles. Or much of them anyways.
I just have a fine appreciation for irony.
Ah. God damn it, shut the hell up.
I mean, we could go like Looney Tunes or whatnot, or a bit old and, call them muscle.
Good.
All them muscles.
Nah, I tell you, it should be Muslims.
That's Popeye, actually.
The good old stream, promoting the racism. Oh, man.
It amuses me that the people who want to tell you that speech is violence are the ones who are looking for a reason to justify their violence against you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, that was like the ones who would be the whole thing of like, it's justified to beat the ever-living shit out of someone because they used the N-word.
Yeah.
Because they were like singing a song.
Right.
Wow, it is? Rotten. I didn't know that. I should stop using it.
Well, typically someone that would be considered of your color palette would be considered allowed. Someone who doesn't have that, we can say it's less socially advantageous.
Didn't I give y'all those cards? I mean, y'all should start using them more.
Well, the thing about the N-word pass is we're actually going to look into it. I want to say it was one of the Wayne's brothers was my favorite way, the way they put it. He's like, you got it from me. You have to get that. It's like, it's kind of like going into another country. You have to get that approved by every other group as well.
Yeah.
There's like a person in that group. It's like,
Pretty much.
I don't have full authority of everyone else.
Basically, yeah.
So you're telling me my N-word pass is useless to give? That's some BS. Like, what's the whole point of giving it out?
It's funny though, I think we've taken the whole wrong approach
Okay.
when it comes to people who complain about the use of the dreaded N-word. I think mockery is the answer.
Oh, I agree.
I say we
And
call it.
my mockery is that some anti-liberty black person wants to get upset about the use of that word, I'm just going to be like, I mean, I'm not going to use the word myself because I've got my own standards, but I'm just going to be like, I didn't know black people were so feeble that they could be controlled by the sounds of a single word.
Yeah, they have the fabricate edge of ethnicities.
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell's that about?
I don't know.
Why do you want to make black people look feeble? What's the matter with you? Are you racist? You know?
Well, you already got those groups that believe black people are incapable of going to the DMV and getting very basic things.
Yeah, Michael Eric Dyson.
Yeah, like I'm still lost. I go to my DMV, past my DMV every day. I don't know what the hell it is. I get scared.
That guy's just a used car salesman.
Well, that and Tyr, you discovered the internet.
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing.
I don't even know how to use a computer. What is this? What am I doing? I'm scared.
Figured
Yeah,
out an
really.
OBS and everything. Wow.
Really, Tyr, you should be king of the black people.
Yeah.
You know, the one-eyed man is in a world of, wait, what is it? In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man can see shit. Or I forget what the expression is.
In a group of blind people, the one-eyed man is king.
That's something like that. I like my version better because it's confusing. I feel like I lost myself in there somewhere.
See, the problem is the bigotry of low expectations. I'm very capable, and I try to carry myself in a manner which, even if most people do not approve, I fucking approve of it. You know, I'm not disrespectful. I'll try to listen. If you were to say, "Oh, call me the N-word," I'd look at you like, "Okay, I know I'm not one," and depending on who it is, I'd probably be like, I'd probably cuss you out. Like Rodden would have called me that, I'd be like, "God damn it, Rodden."
Honestly, you know what I think the best response to a racial
We're
slur
also
is?
on the.
Oh,
I'll say we're also on the minions, so I'm not gonna, they do something to get the minions.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just saying on say my channel, if you were to call me that, Rodden, I'd probably just like, I'd call you a white version of that word.
Well, that's just it. I think the best response to being called a racial slur is to basically like, is that the best you can do?
Yes.
I mean,
actually.
you point out their weakness in having to resort to it.
But I mean,
but
that stuff that we used to know anyway, like growing up from the 80s to the 90s, that was kind of stuff that we were learning to do anyway, because the racist stuff was kind of like, it was pointed out that it was really dumb, but it's something that I noticed, and I noticed it from the trans community, and I don't mean to do that, but it kind of does pass the torch back and forth, you know.
I'm in instance 9. Sorry, Jen.
But the example was like somebody in the trans community, like say Blair White tells a joke, right? And maybe it is to do with trans people because, well, her jokes are going to have a little bit more of a punch to it because, she does have something in common. There are some people in that community who will absolutely joke because they understand it's meant to be a shared joke. And then there's the people that almost can declare themselves as narcissists because they take it personally. Like, the joke doesn't even necessarily have to do with them, other than the trans part. They could be a completely different person in every other regard, but somehow they take it personally. It's kind of like gay people with Dahmer. You know, like, lots of people are gay and aren't Dahmer, you know? Most of them aren't. But one exists, you know? There's nothing wrong with pointing out that a guy exists. But it's like that with the black community. You could be telling a joke. Most of my black jokes come from black people, so I don't know. But, you know, if I thought it was funny, I like to repeat that because I thought it was funny. But, walking on eggshells is what makes people uncomfortable nowadays. And it's not you, Tyr. It is the loudmouths in the colleges speaking for everybody else that don't know how to interact with anybody else. They're a bunch of party poopers. And, like, kick them out of the party because they don't know how to have fun, right? Nobody's making that joke and directing them at their black friends. Not really. No. They're hoping to get a laugh out of their black friend, But, it's not directed at them because that's not the way people think.
The concept of friendship is we have a shared interest. If again, I'm gonna use me and Rotten because it's just easier. If me and Rotten were to sit down and have a conversation and I do something he really found offensive and stupid, he'd call me a dirty N-word. He's done that before.
He'd call you a hooligan.
Rod's called me that quite a few times. Ty's called me that quite a few times.
You rebel rouser.
I've called him hey, former inmate, shut up.
Damn rapscallions.
Yes, rapscallion. But that's the point of a friendship. You can do shit like that. And if it offended me, I'd had no problem telling him that, hey, that offended me. But even then, why?
Yeah,
Here, we've already had the situation where you've had something like that, and I pulled typically the Mexican approach. Went, yo, man, that's fucked up.
Hey, man, hey.
It's kind of like when I drop a joke with you, Tyr, and it's like probably between you and I at this point, and I say something like, yeah, Kefki's put your bones in a box full of caramels. I don't know why, but she has.
God damn it.
She's got to have some sweets in them so she remembers what she left.
Who's honking in the background?
It is probably
That's
Rotten at the
That's
gym.
on Rotten. Okay. One of the gym bros. Okay.
Kefki and I knew my body felt sticky. I was wondering what that was.
Oh, that's just wrong. Yeah.
Oh God, I hate this TFO.
It's a little bit worse, right?
It's easier with letters.
It's not just that she has caramels in that box. She kind of lives in one of those states that goes up and down in terms of temperature, so they've been melty, and she plays in there. So it's caramel covered in animal fur, covered in bone.
One of these days I'll find
bone.
I said one day I'll find my bones, and when I do, I will destroy the planet. I mean, bake cookies. Yes, cookies of evil.
Here going the Rita repulse away. He's like, and finally I've got my bones back. Now I will conquer the earth.
It's time to conquer Earth.
That always cracked me up. I was 24, I think, when the Power Rangers hit.
No, that was earlier than that. That was at least.
No, I was 24.
Oh, for you, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it was 1994.
Yes, around that
But
time period.
no, it just cracks me up because it starts off. She's like, ah, for one thing. Said that fucking scream.
That cackle.
And her dialogue is, after 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. It's like, what a fucking leap. From hey, fresh air, let's go conquer this fucker.
Like,
it just seems like quite a leap in a short period to make.
You know what?
That was back when villains had class and determination. So they had a goal and they were going after that goal.
Yeah.
Even though now it's kind of harder to achieve that goal because, yeah. That always boggled my mind.
But it didn't stop there.
Oh, my favorite for that one here.
Because Rita's escape, recruit a group of teenagers with attitude. What?
Attitude. Oh no, my personal favorite is like 10,000-year-old ancient evil. As time passes, it's like finally gets released, but time has passed and now it really seems more moderate than anything.
Yeah. They're actually on the side of good for some odd reason.
Yeah, the evil's relief, and Zordon wants to recruit a bunch of back-talking assholes.
Honestly, Zordon was the bad guy in that situation. First, he imprisoned, no due process, he just imprisons Rita. And then, when she finally gets free, after a 10,000-year sentence, he wants to put her back. Yeah, I'd be a little pissed at. The only reason
had her issues.
the only reason why we rooted for him because we were told he was a good guy. But really, did we see what he did in that story?
No, he just hung out in that tube.
Yeah, he was a disembodied head.
Oh, and that one, it all depends on if you've actually gone through the comics, because there is actually a whole lore behind everything that happened.
Oh,
how
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
actually really kind of tragic for a lot of them. And the reason why they went towards like the teenagers with attitude is because they'd be more likely the ones with the gumption to do what needs to be done.
Yes.
And
clearly.
don't go evil.
But here's one of my issues with Power Rangers is that it's a
Yo, Sora.
Hey, Sora. It's an amazingly
She said she's currently
interesting
fine with Yellow
concept
Knight.
that is a lost opportunity.
What you say? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they have an opportunity to present a serious show that covers serious things and serious stuff for teenagers to deal with even. I mean, I'm not even saying make it an adult show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying leave it as a kid show with the focus on teenage characters. But don't write it as though it's childish. And you will have an extremely good show about the values of teamwork and et cetera. But, you know, you basically hold the same values, but you don't. That
was kind of
Give the
viewers,
show consequences.
you don't treat the audience like a bunch of retards.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that wasn't the same or similar to what we have now, only from like the '90s perspective.
Well,
And I mean that
hold on. You also have to remember for that as well, as it was a dubbed over with very few things that they actually did for it, and it was meant to sell toys to children.
Yes.
Yes.
So
the
they
Sentai was a little darker.
I understand that, but that is the attitude of let's make money now, instead of let's build something that's going to make us money now and for a long time after.
I would say that's been an issue with like companies like Funimation, and they're just one. I'm picking on them because they're easy and people know the name.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them are kind of like that. Like if you were to actually compare the Japanese to ours, the script is always better in the Japanese, exactly for the reasons that you're talking about.
Yes.
They don't hedge their thoughts. Don't just assume that because you're a teenager that you're retarded.
And you can be murked. They don't have a problem murking your ass either.
And it's kind of like that. But once it translates to ours, they just assume that like kids in the U.S. and North America or the West, oh, we can't handle stuff like that, you know? Oh no, we can't. And it's such gaslighting.
All right,
Because we can't.
Go ahead. I was about to bring up the. Go ahead.
Did you hear that freaking Crunchyroll and Funimation joined together, and because of that makes them basically the only one predominantly anime streaming service? So instead of being like,
So instead of having two to ignore, we can just ignore one.
Ignore one.
Oh well, they decided that instead of doing like, I think it was Crunchyroll was like 40, 50, maybe $60 a year for their premium or for their subscription service. They're like, yeah, we're gonna make it like 100 and something.
Yeah, fuck you.
And it's like, you streaming services need to learn your place, because you got to realize the only reason people even go to you is because you are slightly easier than piracy type.
Yep.
Now pirating them is now the if thing.
And with anime fans, that's even worse, because you have to remember they were the ones who spent a fuck ton of money just to get to finally get that thing to come over here, and now you sit there and fuck them over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna crash and burn.
And we're gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is what I've been saying probably since Funimation, for literally this reason. Don't get me wrong, I understand changing the tone sometimes. Like if you are translating to kids, you might have to be able to explain that in our speak, you know.
I'm
in all honesty, I actually hate the parents who let their kids do that in the first place, because I think that's part of the problem.
Well, there are ways to do it though. I mean, look, you get a 5-year-old kid, male or female, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. That 5-year-old kid is going to understand what a skirt chaser is.
Yes.
And with very little problem. Now, that doesn't mean you have to make a story that involves all kinds of horny sexing and rape and porn, but you can still have a skirt chaser.
Yo, Green.
And it doesn't have to be something dirty and unsavory, but you can still tell the fucking story properly.
Wait a minute. I want to read
Green
two really
Badger.
quick. Green Badger says, "Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of Starship Second Prize." And Crunchyroll should have moved over to the Funimation catalog after the merger, said Raymond Lewis. They should have, but they didn't.
Oh yeah, well one of the other things I was reading as well was that Funimation also had it sort of you could pay like X amount and it didn't matter if like it's like that digital copy was meant to be yours and Crunchyroll's not honoring it. So anything you cut, you're fucking.
Yeah, that's why I yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Yep.
Again, Crunchyroll was going broke because of like High Guardian Spice, that feminist diatribe that they created that nobody wanted.
It was also an attack on men, and I'm like, okay, listen, men are still gonna be half of the people buying your products.
Yep.
But
You know,
but you know what they should have done? If you wanted to make an anime, just make a fucking anime. You didn't have to. All right, there are slice of life animes I fucking love. They're girly as fuck. You know, but I love them the same. I fucking love Hina. One of the girliest animes to ever be created. You know?
Yeah.
I love Princess Jellyfish. Again, one of the girliest animes to ever be created.
I still want to see a frickin' I want to see an American production.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That takes the drama and whatnot as seriously as the Japanese do. Takes the storytelling and drama and character development as seriously as the Japanese do. That would be fucking awesome. And we kind of got that in many ways with like Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah. There were very few moments of levity.
They had moments of levity. It had, it told stories that were relatable to children and adults.
It's
and
just
they maintained the balance without it becoming too stupid or too salacious.
Yeah, and it was dark and gritty without it being, gory.
Yeah, without it being grimdark.
Yeah. Like
I would say a lot. Oh, sorry. A lot of that really is the writing, though. Because like say going back to some of the more feminine anime. Well, you know that even though they do actually have Battle of the Sexes jokes, they do. They're coming from a place of humor. They're not actually coming from a place of vengeance. Right. Whereas you see stuff on Crunchyroll and a lot of the translators in the anime, I do call them out because they're bitchy. Yeah. I'm like, you're not actually being funny. You are coming from a place of anger, and it's noticeable in your jokes, and it makes them not funny. Mm-hmm. It does make them not funny because you're not coming from a place of shared humor.
Well, that's the one to go through and translate to try to make everything gay and whatnot. It's like you're just doing the opposite of the fucking Christians back in the day, making what was Sailor fucking Venus or some shit fucking straight when she was a gay woman.
Yeah.
There was one male Sailor Scout, Uranus, I believe was a man.
An asshole, wasn't it?
And then he was in a relationship with it was Neptune and Uranus, and Neptune was a man, and he was in a relationship with Uranus, and Uranus got changed to be cousins, and they made her female. Like if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
from
in
what
the
I was aware of, it was all girls, but one was a lesbian. At least one was a lesbian.
So in the original story, the manga, like they did actually change it just because that story is more involved, but it's based off of reincarnation. So all of the Sailor Scouts on the original planets were the gender that they were, but upon being reborn, there was kind of a problem because Uranus was actually male. That's kind of what made him unique. Is he was reborn into the body of a female. She's a lesbian though. She doesn't see herself as a man so much as she sees herself as a dyke. Like her man things are that she likes speedy cars, you know, and she's kind of a manly man kind of woman, but she's very
She's a
clearly
tomboy.
a female. Yes, she's very clearly a female. It's one of those things where, like, I really don't want them to touch that one because they would transfer up automatically, and that's not what she's about. She
Oh
is,
yeah.
she
Do
is
you
the case
remember-
of reincarnation, you know.
Do you remember? Have you ever seen Cowboy Bebop? There is a character in there who has breasts. He is not a woman. He is a man. It is an experiment gone wrong that gave him those. He says, "I'm a guy. I just have these." In the remake, in the live action Abomination, they made him trans.
Of course they did.
Well, that's like every time that there's a fucking cross-dresser. Oh, this character's automatically trans. Like, no, they're just a cross-dresser. Like, yes, I understand High School DxD is edgy as a motherfucker, but the one vampire character that's I think one of the Rooks or whatnot, like he openly admits that he's a guy. The reason why he likes women's clothing is because he thinks it's cute.
Shit.
That's it.
Have you ever seen Baka and Tess?
No.
All right, so in there, it's a set of fraternal, identical twins, and one's a boy, but everyone calls him a girl because his sister is more outgoing and dominant than he is, and he gets pissed off. I'm not a girl, you know. So, but the joke is that everyone calls him that, even though he dresses like a boy, he acts like a boy, and he goes, so you must be twin sisters. I'm a guy. You know, that's the joke.
Well, that's why the last time we had this conversation, every time like I was like, I haven't really had the chance to it too much, but my response to anyone who votes for like the pro localization is, why are you about cultural cancellation?
Yep.
Like, this isn't back in the day when like Pokemon first came out and they're gonna call fucking rice ball a jelly donut because dumbass people in the West don't know near as much. Like, quite literally, let the kids look the shit up. It's gonna cause them to learn.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a whole lot of text. Let me read some stuff. It takes a very long time for them to actually put up a double One Piece episode. Sailor Moon and Gundam Wing were a big part of the shows I watched on Toonami. There's a voice actor who changed scripts on shows she works on. Monica. Gaspard is funny. Hideyoshi has his own story.
It's the same Monica that was involved in the lawsuit against, or the false
cancellation of
allegations
Vic.
against. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And you know, that whole Vic Mariana shit was fucked up.
Oh yeah. It
Well,
was.
that's the whole thing, because the voice acting community, especially the anime, is so fucking small that it's the reason why they go to conventions, because they can charge a couple bucks for an autograph and a picture and whatnot, so they can actually make some money. It's the reason why you hear them in fucking everything. It's the reason why voice actors got so pissed when they bring, you know, like, I like him as an actor, they probably made him Mario. It's because you're taking people that are already well known, already big in the regular acting, taking away from other voice acting jobs. They're just trying to get more money, more work for
Right,
themselves,
they're-
get more money. The greedy fuckers.
Well, it's not just that, but the productions are hoping that the name recognition will generate interest.
Oh, I fully
It's a-
understand.
Yeah, it's a multi-level
something-
thing.
Yeah, something like Mario isn't something like with Ghost in the Shell where they're trying to get it off
Right.
the ground and whatnot. Like, Mario's well known. Like, when they made Detective Pikachu, they didn't highlight the fact that Ryan Reynolds was one of the voice actors.
I say
Right.
Go to the Show was perfect the way it was. Oh God, this one.
Well, I just bring it up as well, is that there's way too many things that they should never be. It does not translate.
Do you remember the whole when Cyberpunk 2077 was coming out and people saw the picture of the woman with the dick?
Nope, because I really didn't care.
So a bunch of people were pissed off about that, and on the left side actually, and I said, you guys clearly don't understand what the fuck transhumanism is.
Yeah.
Like, if
Well, it's like there's. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, transhumanism says that the body is a chassis. You can alter it and change it at will. You know, that's the whole point of transhumanism, being more than human, if you will.
Yep.
I was gonna say one of the posts I saw somewhere else is like, you know, I don't understand people whenever they have like some cyberpunk type thing going on. You know how it's like they always try to want to make him sleek and sexy. It's like I'd be having like fucking rocket launchers for arms and shit. And it's like that. It's like because it always goes one of two ways. Either they want to make themselves a movable tank or super sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, but it shows that you don't understand anything. Like, I don't understand why you guys weren't all for, you know, cyberpunk. Because it gives you what you want. The body's a chassis. You can be a guy, a girl with giant tits and a huge cock. Again, body's a chassis. Alter it at will. You know, you are the, you're just the brain in that body. God damn it, cat.
It's one of those things that they're just doing. They're just looking for reasons to complain.
Yeah.
Because there's other people who are going to like it that they disagree with.
Pretty much.
But
it's like whenever they have the whole thing of like someone puts pronouns into a game and whatnot, people are like, I don't want this, so I want to like be able to have a mod that takes it out of there. And they're like, well, it doesn't matter. Why do you even care? It's like, if it doesn't matter,
then
why
don't
are
you
you mad?
change it?
Then why are you mad that people are modding the game instead of trying to say, oh, if you use will whatever to the game?
Oh, did you see? So there's a game called Dragon Age Veilguard that's coming out. Right?
I saw Chaos Archive's freaking thing on that one. They put the double mastectomy scars.
Yeah, but you can't have huge tits or large ass as a female, but you can have double mastectomy scars. You know, you can have the pronouns.
You'll see the female voice actresses based upon like what was put into the thing for the games, and a lot of the game character models don't look near as good. Like, well, that's just the way it came out this way, and it's like, dude, we've had shit way before that to where it basically seems like the person went through and made that person in game.
Yeah, it seems it only happens with females and not males, though. Funny.
No. There's old games. I want to say like Hideo Kojima did it as well, to where like
he put himself in that damn game.
No, they have like female characters in there that look exactly like their voice actors.
No, right? You're not getting what I'm saying.
They're not just ugly.
No, I'm saying that only happens with female characters. It doesn't happen for the males. The male characters look just like their actors.
Yeah.
It is never on a male that looks hideous. No one ever complains about a guy looking horrible. Like Kyle Kestis, his actor, the guy that plays him, he looks just like the guy that plays him. You know, I just had the name of the goddamn game. Huh. Keanu Reeves, his character in Cyberpunk 2027 looks just like him, except for, you know, more hair and sunshades. You know, again, they can do it. It's never on the opposite end, though. I still hate this mission.
Well, it's that whole thing that they just don't want the male gaze, but they have no problem.
They want the male money.
Everyone else.
They want the male money, though.
Yeah, they don't want the male gaze, but they want the male money. Because women.
The funniest part is what they're really doing. When you think about it, when you think the whole thing through, what they're really doing is they're replacing one fetishization with another.
Yes.
Instead of just adding them all.
Okay, here we go. Keep those
You know, and obviously there is a limit to what kind of a fetishization you should put in the game. But if someone wants to play a mastectomy victim, fine.
But let me play a sexy woman.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I will openly admit to this one because I do it all the time. In a game where gender does not matter, it does not lock me out of any choices, I always play a female. I'd rather look at a female's ass than a male's ass any day of the week. But if there's some tangible gameplay benefits and locks me out of certain choices, I will play a dude all the time. As a matter of fact, look at me right now. I've only have female characters on this goddamn game.
See, I have mostly male characters. I've got, I think, 2 female characters right now, but I don't play those characters. I don't play any of my secondary characters.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Tragic, get your ass in here.
But also, the reason I don't play a female character in this game, anyway, is because they run funny. They don't look right to me when they run. They run like girls. And it bothers me.
Oh wow, a woman runs like a woman.
Yeah, I know, but it bothers me. The look of it bothers me, man.
Hey, but see, this is the thing we're looking at in that whole thing. Okay.
Look, I'll put it to you like this. If I'm going to roleplay something, I'm going to... Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it cut out on me because I didn't hear Rodney. I can't hear you, Rodney. You sound like you're far away.
Yeah.
If you're saying something, Rodney, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I got nothing.
But if I'm going to say, I role play male characters in D&D and I role play female characters in D&D. I have no issue with doing either gender. You know, I have no issues with, if you want to play a female, play a female. Fuck, go right ahead. Who are you?
Yeah.
Just don't make her look ugly. Like, if you want her to look ugly, then fine. Make her look ugly. Like, I play fat characters. Because they're fucking fun.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care what your character looks like. Just play well.
Yes.
You know?
And by them making, so in that game, in Dragon Age Veilguard, everybody's pansexual. You can fuck anybody. Then what the fuck is the point? Like, why is it special?
Right.
Like, the cool thing about Inquisition is you were locked out of certain choices if you were a male character. You couldn't romance Sarah if you were a male because she was canonically gay. You couldn't romance Dorian if you were a woman because he's canonically gay. You can romance everybody else. You know? All well and good. It made the characters feel unique. They had their own preferences and likes and whatnot. God damn it.
You won't get rid of me.
Fucking hate this mission. I hate Lita.
Oh, Lita always gets on my nerves.
There's some stuff I want to read.
Right on.
He has his own change room where he goes. My brother was excited for that Cyberpunk game only because Keanu Reeves was in the ads. Just finished recording my first video. Okay, nice, Trevor. Ray Lewis says Alan Wake or Idris Elba in the DLC. Those, to be fair, I think draw is to see the actors in video games. When I used to play WoW, my favorite character was the Undead Warlock, and I still made that skeleton pretty. Yeah. Like you can do that.
I mean, I used to follow YouTubers that would play games with their Sims, where they would use mods too. Like there's the old school vanilla way, and then there's the upgrade with the mods that takes it to the monster route.
Oh,
where
yeah?
You started off with your characters being as ugly as you can make them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's through breeding that you slowly make them more attractive.
But it's still in the fight.
Because
That's funny.
again, the Sims have been around since the
dawn of
2000s.
time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they are as asexual as they could be. Have been for forever.
But you know what?
Yeah.
If you wanted to play like a gay sim, you can play a gay sim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've
who cares?
been able to. Yeah. You could even still make a sim pregnant.
Yeah.
Male sim. Male pregs and sims. Yeah. Feel bad for the sims. Always have.
You know, there was a game called Soul Lash 2. The whole premise of the game is to create a family line and continue from the next generation. And they wanted the guy to make homosexuality a thing. And he goes, why? The premise of the game is to pass your genes on and start from your bloodline.
Right.
You know, you can't do that if your character's homosexual. You know?
These are people who don't understand that what we have nowadays really is new. Very.
Well done.
Yeah.
Not quite to Terran standards.
I
Yeah,
mean,
gay men in the past still tapped a woman first. That's how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also the fact that, and I'm not saying that gay people are perverts here, but perversion has been a thing forever. That's not to say that gay people are perverted necessarily. But it's sometimes gay-related activities are an expression of a perversion. So, you know, again, it's another hashtag, not all.
Again, if you want, like, if there's a game that caters to, like, there's a video game that will allow you to have gay characters. There's a video game that will allow you to have, you know, trans characters, if you will. There's a video game where you don't have a character at all. You create the story yourself.
Yep.
Play those games. Give more power to those games. Stop trying to force everyone else to play your way with those games. You know?
The part I don't get, because gay people and transsexuals are a distinct minority. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why do you want to give up your uniqueness and make everyone just like you? That's not going to make any problems go away. That's just going to mean that it just means that someone with the same giggle bits as you is going to be a dick to you. That's all it means. Everyone else having the same giggle bits as you isn't going to make anyone nicer to you.
Again,
people need to grow the fuck up and not just accept everyone else. Accepting everyone else is easy. You got to accept yourself.
That's my thing.
Hard.
Yeah, that's always been my issue with these people. Like, you know,
I can't accept you for you.
Yes. And forcing me to agree to your delusions doesn't make me agree. It's just force. And when you're not around, I'm going to speak my piece.
Well, yeah. See, honestly, you're onto something there, Tyr. Because to rephrase what you said, forcing me to accept your delusions doesn't make me accept your delusions.
Yeah.
But it does make me respond to someone using force against me.
Yes.
And you take that however the fuck you want. If you want that to be a threat, consider it so. I will defend myself. It's that simple.
Agreed. Because I don't respond well to being forced to do something.
Right. I don't want to use force against anyone. That's not what I that's not my goal when I wake up in the morning. Hey, who can I use force on?
Yeah. But that's not acceptance.
I just want to
either.
do my thing and be left alone.
But see, that's the problem. That's not acceptance either. If submission required the point of a gun, it's not submission.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to survive, and I'll say whatever I have to say to make you happy for the time being. But once your back is turned, I'm going to bite.
Oh, that's when it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
It's that back turns. You're trying to force me to do something. Your back turns. You're done.
Yes.
I'm even going to be nice about it.
Yes, because you weren't nice to me.
Right.
You know, the what is the saying? The God-killing sword cuts both ways and it slips from man's hands all the time.
Yep. And it's important to remember too that not all of us, when you aggress against us, and I don't care who it is who's doing the aggressing, not all of us are going to be content to call the police to deal with it. Even after we've dealt with you, there's going to, for a lot of people, they're just happy to leave a large question mark where your life used to be.
Oh, I don't know nothing.
I'm just saying, there are people who will kill you and no one's going to find out, but there are also people who will keep you alive and no one's going to find out.
Yeah.
You know, I realized
this is
something.
the kind of shit you got to work, especially in America, man. We're fucking nuts over here. You want to invade America? Go right the fuck ahead. Because I'll tell you what, man. You want to eat our cats and our ducks and dogs and whatnot? Good luck.
At least do it in the season. At least do it in the season. There's a season for all that. Like,
well, no, there's no season for eating cat. No season for eating dog.
Well,
exactly.
True, but for the ducks and the geese, yes.
Well, no, not even that. If there are pond geese or pond ducks, they are exempt. You don't hunt those.
I'm just saying that there are some Americans who are just waiting for someone to say, okay, it's time to break the glass.
In the case of emergency?
Yes.
There's been a few times I felt like it's gotten exceptionally close.
Yeah.
I think if Donald Trump did not stand back up when he got shot,
it would have been time.
Oh, God, yeah. You have no idea.
Again, I keep saying there's no doomsday clock. You know that? The moment it strikes midnight, it's Armageddon.
Armageddon. Sorry.
Well,
okay.
we came really close to being midnight. Real close. Like, had he been...
Armageddon is still funny. Especially,
yes,
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yes. But the point I was trying to make it, though, had he not stand up, if we watched him be killed live on television, he'd have become a martyr, and he would become something far more dangerous.
It would have been bigger than martyrdom, I think.
He'd have been a rallying
I
cry.
think if they kill Donald Trump, they're basically asking for war. And it's a war they won't win.
Yeah, because you don't know who supports him.
Because Americans, I think, are beginning to realize that this is no longer the time to be timid.
I say this, and I don't mean this to be cruel or hyperbole, and I don't mean to sound facetious or what's the word? Like I'm tooting my own horn. But I will put my intelligence against anyone else's any day of the week.
Well, that's the thing, I'm not making a threat either. That's not my point. I mean, I kind of am, I suppose.
You're making an observation.
It's more like a warning. It's a warning. There are people in this country, and I'm not talking about the Americans. I'm talking about the anti-Americans, who are fast approaching occupational hazard territory.
Yes.
And I'm trying to tell them to basically, now's the time to back off. We've got people in this country, and some of them are locked up. Don't ever assume that the prisoners in this country are not patriotic. There's a shit ton of them that are. And there are people. We have people in jail that we can let out and let off the chain. Be afraid. Be afraid of free people with nothing left to lose.
Yes.
It's also, they keep playing this myth to themselves, and I'm gonna pick on the Concord people, the whole, there's more of us. No, there isn't. No, there actually isn't. On a world scale, there's more of us eyeballing you and being like, no, I think we know who the real authoritarians are.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want any of this shit to come to pass.
No.
I really don't.
Agreed.
But I'm not the guy who's trying to instigate it either.
You're not the you're the one you're the old man in the cave telling us don't go camp near Crystal Lake.
Basically, yes.
You are that guy. You're telling
I'm
us like,
crazy
hey,
Ralph. I'm crazy Ralph without the crazy.
yeah.
Oh, the thing that drives me nuts about this is that every time there is a discussion about political violence in the United States,
January 6th.
well, that's an example of it. They're always, it is left wing people saying the violent ones are the right wing. Now, I don't want to say there isn't any right wing violence because I drive downtown every day and I see the results of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's not in the same scope, not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
I don't see right wingers burning down parts of cities. I don't see right wingers out rioting
Looting.
and taking over college campuses. I don't see looting. I don't see them clubbing innocent bystanders over the head with bicycle locks. And if you think about it, I am pretty much convinced that the Republican Party in the United States is probably the most heavily armed political movement in the world, but there is exceptionally small amount of violence. There is no serious threat of extreme right-wing violence. All the extremist violence that we've had, and this is going back even years, has mostly been left-wing violence.
Especially when they don't get their way.
And they want to provoke us into saying, oh, they're civil war. We have F-15s. Are you going to go up against that?
Again, you have the...
We weren't planning on it.
Tragic. They have the F-15s. But you got to remember, who's flying them?
Yeah.
Because these little commie shits aren't capable of flying them.
Well, here's the thing is that they think civil war is going to be right-wing militias against military, and they're going to be sitting over there watching all this play out. They don't realize is that the military is there to protect you. You are the target.
Well, yeah, that's what the foreign invaders don't understand.
We're going to go around the military. Sorry, Mitch.
No, go on.
We're going to go around the military to attack the target. In Minecraft, this is all hypothetical. We're not
hypothetical.
talking about this seriously.
It's just speculation.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was, what a lot of foreign enemies of the United States don't understand is that our military is not there to protect us from them. It's to protect them from us.
Yeah.
And you just watch. These fuckers invading this country, they're going to find out the hard way. They really are.
All right.
And that's and of course, you know, they'll paint it as racism and whatnot in the news because they're short-sighted assholes. And because they think that's going to get sympathy to their side. They're wrong.
You know, I've been called a black white supremacist. I've been called a racist. I've been called an Uncle Tom and the sellout. Ain't nobody can say shit to me that I ain't been called. Call me a racist. I am. I fucking hate everybody that ain't me.
Well, it's a funny thing though. The racists and any other nonsense that they're trying to throw out, it's all losing its impact.
It does, and that's sad. Like, calling someone a Nazi at one point actually meant something. You know?
Yeah.
Calling someone a fascist at some point actually meant something. Now,
Since they started calling a TV chef who uses too much sugar, oh, that's a Nazi. You no longer take
At best, she was bringer of more cholesterol.
Yeah.
No, when you started calling people, and I know what I love. I love the hypocrisy. I love the fact that they're literally, there's the meme, gays for Palestine or queers for Palestine, and then you see underneath chickens for KFC.
Yeah.
Like, you
That's
are
exactly
a
the
useful
same.
fucking idiot. Like, you're literally a useful idiot. If they were in their own country, you'd be pushed off a building. You'd be taught to fly.
Yes. But
You
not in
know?
a fun way.
Yes. They don't particularly. All right, so use this as an example, and I found it hilarious.
A couple of people are on right now. So I'm gonna jump off since a couple of people are live right now. So
All right,
see you
right
tomorrow
on.
or tonight
See.
or whatever.
Tonight.
Rock on with your bad self.
Use myself for example. There's a girl that I work with, gay and all outdoors. She tried to tell me that we got to support the Muslim freedom movement in Palestine. And the entire time I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, if they found out about you, you'd be
I am quite impressed.
assaulted very badly,
Abandoning their bases and taking the
in the
You'd be
not good
insane
way.
on somebody's sidewalk.
Or be a stand on somebody's sidewalk. You'd be in a
I am
burqa.
quite impressed with your fleet.
At best.
Yeah. If they had their way, you wouldn't be able to say shit. You know, in their home country, women don't drive. Shit, women can't even go outside without a man.
Right.
But you're fighting for their liberation because it's black. No, it's not. It isn't.
No, I will not promote tyranny. That's my answer to those people. Not the Muslims, but the people who want to promote Islam and Sharia law and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I do the same thing when it comes to like when President Bush was wanting to do faith-based initiatives. No.
Let me read some of these chats really quick. I believe when it comes to certain games that look fun, if there's a world chat or private messaging, I always block and turn off the nonsense because it keeps me trying to say how people should play. I agree. Having companions that have race and gender-based preference, romantic preference, give more depth to the game and adds replayability. Agreed. That's the problem with that is pilots, tankers, drone operators have families. Yeah.
Every
And
time
if I didn't say it, hi Green. Sorry. I don't know if I said it or not.
every time I try to find this meme, I can't find it. But I wanted to put it up for Tyr, and it's like, it says racist. Wait a minute, I have black friends, and underneath it shows the black friend, and it's a black guy in an SS uniform. I keep wanting to post it up for Tyr.
How did somebody take a picture of me in my SS uniform? Like, God damn it. Just had it starched.
I do gotta admit, they look pretty good in it.
This is my thing. I hate the fact that when people, he brings the fact that he has a black friend to prove he's not racist. Yes, that's the ultimate proof. If there's someone that he calls a friend that is of a different skin color or race, that kind of disproves the narrative of him being a racist.
I don't think it does. I think you can be a racist with black friends. For example, if you're a white guy.
I've never assumed that. Like, it would require him to have some love for somebody that isn't part of his race.
Well, you don't necessarily have to be racist against black people. There's a whole lot of racists out there you could be racist against.
True, but the black-white paradigm is the most easily understood because black and white are polar opposites, basically.
Ebony and ivory.
No. I'm not allowing it. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. It threw me right. See, this is why I don't allow it. I think a white person can be a friend with a black person and still be racist against black people. I do think that it's possible to have a friend who is an exception to your rule.
Okay. Did you not join the TFO?
Yeah, as far as I know.
I didn't see you teleport out.
Oh, okay. Oh, shut up, LaForge.
I hate this one.
There. But hey, we both got fighters today.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta launch them. Jesus, I keep forgetting to do that. What are yours? You got the you got Yellowstone runabouts? Is that you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm using the fuck, what are they called? The Elite Valkyrie fighter squadrons.
Okay.
It's mainly for the torpedoes. Oh, because when they get out there and surround a motherfucker, there's just it's a hailstorm of fucking torpedoes. It's lovely.
It's just a barrage.
It's a torpedo garage. No, that's not right. I mispronounced something there.
I am so
Confused?
Well, I decided that somebody yelled at me. And it's like, she's like, you're not going to ever create a video until you create a video. And I'm like, well, I'm trying. And she's like, no, just set the camera up, do one, post it. Everything else will be easier. So I did that. So I set the camera up. Well, the first video card I got somehow was corrupted and it didn't work in the camera. Even though it showed it was working in the camera, when I put it into the reader, tried to upload it into the computer, wouldn't do it. Tried several attempts, nothing.
Did you format it?
I did. So I went and I formatted another one, and it worked. So attempt 2. My cat decided to come in right in the middle of it, meow extremely loudly, and did headbutt the tripod across the.
Because you wasn't paying attention.
So there went attempt number 2. So I got through to attempt number 4. This is 3 or 4. 3. I was on attempt number 3. Cat decided to come up and bite my ankle. So right in the middle of this is me shouting, "God damn!" We're just looking at him. 4th one, I basically lost my train of thought in the middle of it. And then finally the 5th one took.
Yeah, they're basically troublemakers, aren't they?
They are, aren't they?
He's a massive asshole is what he is.
Picking up multiple enemy signals on sensors.
I was trying to play the game and she's bothering me. I'm like, oh, I gotta pay her some attention. She's gonna bite me. But I love my cat. That's why people eating cats is disgusting.
It's because they know they're cute.
They're the destroyers of worlds.
Yep. That's how they use mind control on you. They're like, I know I'm cute.
Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. And look,
they only want you to pay attention to them because they're hoping they can figure out how to evolve.
Look, I say cat, and she comes in, she starts looking herself, looking at me. Like, I think they own us.
Only those of us who let them.
I like cats. Cats are easier than dogs because they're independent and they don't need
They're
as
up to
much
no
attention.
good.
They are. They're plotting our downfall.
They are.
As soon as they learn how to control this allergy thing.
Oh, then we're done.
Oh yeah. I think I like fighting the Vermoth in this battle than the Alachi.
Oh, there's a lot of these assholes I hate fighting.
But at least the Vermoth I can handle.
The fighters do make it easier.
Yes. Because all I gotta do is punch through their shields and they'll take care of the rest.
Pretty much.
Oh, man. Come on.
You can do it. That's what they told me.
After this one, I'm gonna close down shop because
All right.
I gotta go check my clothes and put them in the dryer.
It's a whole big operation.
It really is because I'm gonna have to feed the cat too.
Sons of bitches.
Don't
Yeah,
feed your
no.
cat to your dryer.
I'm not gonna feed my cat to my dryer.
You kidding? Cats go in willingly.
She's gonna come out with a big, her hair all frizzy. She's gonna look at me pissed.
They think it's the portal to Narnia.
Is this the way back home?
It's one of the few tools we have to fight them off successfully.
We convinced them that dryer is a portal to Narnia. We just turn them on.
We do what it takes.
God damn it! You know what? I'm cheating.
What cheating?
I used the temporal distorter.
Ah,
So instead of one white rose, there are 5 of us. And all of them are probably by an asshole.
but I'm in the Haddonfield.
Okay.
Another
all right.
asshole.
Another asshole then. A younger asshole, better?
Some other asshole. Okay, well, yeah, if you want to go that way.
Wouldn't it be a black hole? You are playing a space game.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go the anima route. Inuyasha, the priest with the hole in his hand.
Oh yeah. Sanji.
Yeah,
Not Sanji. Sangha.
something like that. I can't remember either. I think it was Sanji. Yeah, something like that.
It's been 100 years since I've seen that anime.
All I know, it would be an entirely different joke if they put it somewhere else.
Ooh,
Rule
yes it would be.
34.
It'd be a entirely different joke if he was a woman and it was somewhere else.
Oh, especially with that character.
Yep.
Upgrades are now available.
Oh God, I hate her voice. Why did they choose her as the voice actor for that character?
Come on. 3210. Fucking time gate. There we go.
I wasn't talking about you, Jen. I'm talking about the character in the game that.
Too bad. It's all good.
Kamarke?
Yeah.
I had to.
Go ahead.
Well, I had to stop for a second because it reminded me of the thing I was watching before I hopped on here.
Mm-hmm.
And this channel that I watch, one of his means of getting a little bit of money from his fans is to do a waifu battle.
Okay.
So he'll pick some character from it's usually a media character, and so he was trying to get rid of Cortana because Cortana's been kind of lingering for the last 4 rounds, and he was kind of surprised that a computer generated image would win out against other characters, but you know, he made a play on Black Cat. And so in the chat I was like, okay, maybe he needs a nudge in a better direction. And so I pointed out that most people like Cortana up until they make it to game number 4.
When she becomes a bitch and she loses her sex appeal.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they turn her into just another military asset.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I kind of do that for him every once in a while. He'll get like the odd waifu that he's struggling to get rid of, and she's almost a thought at this point. I'm like, okay, so how do most thoughts lose their own crowd? They usually like say something dumb like, "Pick me," or your gaming system, "Pick me," or your really expensive car, "Pick me," or some other ridiculously expensive thing. And I'm like, you shallow bitch. Of course you're gonna go for that.
$1 million or one night with me.
Right?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Every time.
Every time.
Like, you are not that hot. And $1 million.
Because with $1 million, I could get at least 2 nights with someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get a few someone else's all in one night.
Or with $1 million, I could just, buy my own home and be happier.
It's like that George Carlin joke. I never did a 10, but one night I did 5 2s, and I think that should count.
Man, there will never be another comedian like George Carlin.
Nope.
There will never be another comedian like Richard Pryor.
Oh, God, no. I hope there never is.
Like, what's this? Richard Pryor running down the street with his hair on fire. And I still love that three-way joke Eddie, Pryor, and Bill Cosby had.
Oh, yeah.
That will forever be funny to me.
What's been funny lately is everyone making even just a slight mention of P. Diddy. I feel like we're slowly getting up to the point of like, let's just start taking bets on how long he lasts, because I think they're sending him to the same prison as Epstein.
Yeah, they did. But at the same time, I look at the P. Diddy arrest as a way to distract from the second assassination attempt against President Trump.
Yeah, I really think that's what it was. It had to be. There's no reason to arrest that man. Or not arrest him, but, to make it that fucking public. Or at least wait. Like, y'all already had this shit against them, so why wait till now?
Right.
Yeah.
And y'all know
I'm sorry,
the second...
third assassination attempt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you hear that, like, some Trump supporter got sick from his last rally? At his last rally?
Yeah, I heard that too, yeah. Yep, I heard that too.
So
I've heard
again...
multiple claims as to the cause of that.
Look, this is... Alright, it was said in Game of Thrones. When you cut a man's tongue out, you don't tell people he's wrong. You tell people you're afraid to hear what he has to say.
Yep.
Goddamn ships. 8 more seconds. But yeah, that shit's fucked up.
It really is.
And the classic line, he was on our radar. So if he was on the radar,
why
he's on the radar because they fucking hired him.
Yeah.
Basically, these guys are all
assets.
Part of the, yeah, exactly. They're all assets, and we know it. They know we know it. Doesn't even matter if we can prove it. This is why. This is one of those things when it comes down and shit sets off. This is why uniforms aren't going to matter. Uniforms are going to be targets.
Yeah.
haircuts are going to be targets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, I'm over here defending this one. I'm defending Alpha on my own, and it lasted longer, or it held out better than the rest. I'm depressed by that. I have the depression now.
Tragic said his computer crashed.
Oh no, son of a bitch. Not tragic, but his computer's a son of a bitch.
It's a lie. He didn't want to talk to us. It's okay. We don't like you anymore. You're no longer our friend. Go away. I'm just kidding, Tragic.
Did you say he's not our girlfriend? What the fuck are you talking about?
He's not our friend. Goddamn, clean your ears out, old man.
All right.
All right.
Sometimes my brain doesn't catch everything, and I got to fill in the blanks, and it's often wrong.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out. Final words?
Oh, God, I had something, too. I knew I should have written it down. God damn it.
Oh, God, I love that. I love Liquidator Brunt as Liquidator functional.
All right, I'll just say this one, then. If you immediately know that the candlelight is fire, then the meal was cooked a long time ago.
Jen?
I don't know. We're all saying random things, so I will too. Camels also explode. I knew about the whales because of Oregon, but you know.
All right, since you're going to say random shit, if you're going to eat an elephant, you got to nibble on its ear.
Damn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Me and Mitch will be back at our regular time, which is Monday nights around 11 o'clock. So expect that. Jen is on Hammer's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. With a 8:45 Rumble pre-show. So again, check that out. So we'll get out of here, and I'll play the outro. So see y'all.
Giggity. Ooh, that was loud.
Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.